Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up at frenchiestamps.com. Today it's tip video, three basic way to color with the soft pastel. Some people call it chalk, we call it the soft pastel. They come in these colors, so 8 colors. For some reason I thought 9 and 8 colors. So let me get started, and this is, like I said, basic. You're going to learn 3 different techniques to color with the soft pastel. This card here was all done with the pastel, color with the pastel. So let's get started with the background. Let's start it with a stamp image. So I stamped this with Memento Black. Now this one we're going to crank it up a notch from this one so you can see the difference, okay? So we're going to get started without prep your chalk. So I still have some here. I had a little window sheet and it was not enough. So I'm just using a cellophane envelope there. Now, you can take any, like, maybe, I don't know, an object that you can scrape the chalk. So I'm going to scrape some yellow, and I just, see, with my spatula, it's very simple to get your chalk ready. So that's the light yellow. Now I'm going to go with the darkest. I got enough red. I'm going to go with blue. That's like a coastal cabana. And we're going to need green. And we're going to need both of the green. I should have done sun. You didn't have to watch me do all this, right? And let's go with the darker green here. So it don't take long. So that's how I prep. I don't really want to color with the pastel per se. It don't work as soft, put it that way. So now let's move that aside. Now to color, you can use many things, but right now I'm going to share how to use it with a sponge dauber, a Q-tips, and the blending pen. Okay, so let's go with, I'm going to start with the blending pen, and we're going to do the top, and I'm using the reddish color there. So see, it's very soft. Just blend that. You barely touch your paper, so just stab, barely touch the paper. So that's how I done those one. Or also, like for the petal, because it's tiny, so I rather keep with the brush. Now I'm going to use again the red at the top. Just use this at the top. And then I'm going to go with my darker yellow and put that over here. Going to try the brighter yellow. I think I like the brighter yellow better. So you just blend, and some people going to seal it. I don't seal it. Really, it don't rub that much off. So that's how I use the stamping blend. Now when you want to switch color, just wipe this. You can use a rag, but be very gentle on your tip. Now for the stem, that sometimes I like to put a little bit, it's kind of a liquid in this or solution. Then I'm going with the darker, and see, I start and just blending down. Now for the leaf, I put a little bit of the dark there. Now I'm going to go with some yellow. I always like to put a bit of yellow on my leaves. Then I'm going to go with the light green. Et voila. So that's how you would color this with the stamping blend. So now you got it with the stamping blend. You can also use the dauber if you want. But when it's tiny like this, I find it a lot easier with the blends, or here it is, the Q-tips. So I'm going to go ahead, take the green, and then see, now I get more control here with my Q-tips. Well, the blends, you get very much control, but the Q-tips, it's very quick. Where I use the blends the most, that's the blend pen, it's with when it's very fine line. Voila. So now I would finish color that. Okay, now you get the Q-tips and you get the blends. Now let's crank it up a notch, and let's do both stamp set that I'm using Nature Harvest and After the Storm. On this card, I stamped the ray first. I want to try to stamp the clouds first. We're going to use Versamark. So take your Versamark, and I'm going to stamp that here. I'm going to put one right here. Now I'm going to use the smaller one. And one more. It's hard to see. You have to go almost sideways. I'm going to put one right here. Now, for the clouds, we're going to go ahead and use our yellow. Is that not yellow, but blue? So I'm going to take the blue, and that I'm using all the dauber. So I just tap. You don't see where the Versamark is. You in real life, in the camera, you don't, but you see a little bit of different. It's darker, put it that way. So I just tap. Now, I'm going to shake that aside. Et voila. So now I get my clouds. One thing that I want to do in my clouds on this one, we're going to add a little bit of red to get that pinkish when the ray shine through the clouds. But first, we're going to stamp our ray of sunshine. So let's bring this. Again, it's with Versamark. Now I'm going to take this, go right at the side, and stamp. Voila. Now we're going to take our bright yellow. Whoops. Don't want green. Okay, let's take our bright yellow here. And we're going to tap. And where the cloud, I'm going to pass it. So the cloud, it's in the front of the sun ray. The other one, I had like the ray in the front of the clouds, and I think it should be the other way around. Okay, now we're going to tap this. Now you can brush it also. This I need a little bit more. Here we go. Is that the coolest thing to do this with this stamp set? Now we're going to use the Q-tips. And we're going to use just a little bit of the red and the dark yellow. Make it orange with those two colors there. See, it's pretty much an orange. Now I'm just going to add a little bit on the clouds. That it's shining through. Oops, that's too much. Let's kind of remove some here. So now I'm going to take the blue, and I'm going to add more blue to this. Here we go. Okay, if this happens, you get a big chunk, you can do something with that. Take an adhesive eraser and wipe some off. Et voila. See how much better it is? Now I'm going to go back with my blue. Et voila. So now I got my ray of sunshine through the clouds. Now for the bottom, first I had tapped my Versamark and I got the line. I didn't like that, but wait a minute. We got this beautiful stamp that it's in the Nature Harvest. What I done, I used my Versamark again. And we're going to stamp a few at the bottom. That is for like the ground. So I stamp about 2 rows of this. Now take the green. And I mix my green. I use some of the dark. And I use some of the light. And I just tap, tap, tap. And then brush it off. Does that look cool for the ground? I really think so. Et voila. I just see one place that I think I need a little bit of pinkish here, that the clouds, the light it's coming. Now let's tap this. You can take a rag and just wipe. Like this cloud here, it's a bit darker. Well, some clouds are darker than the others, so call it good, right? Et voila, my friend. That's how I done with the Versamark. So this one here that I was telling you, I didn't think to finish it, but I'm going to finish it quick just because I want to share quick how that with a second stamping, how the different it's going to be. Because when you color, some of the chalk go on top of your black image, right? Because you're not that precise. So let me finish this quick here. I'm just adding color very quick with the stamping blend. That the blend, when I say stamping blend, it's the blending brush. It's not the stamping blend with the color, okay? It's been a while I didn't use that. I need quite a bit more yellow here. And I'm going to use the Q-tips. I think for a bigger image, I like the Q-tips better. Just because, you can guess it, yes, it go faster. And a little bit of red in this. Now we're going to tap this. And we're going to do the stem. So I'm doing it very quick. You can take more your time and have maybe a better coloration. I just want to share the difference between when you add the second image on top after you're done coloring. Okay, let me bring the Stamparatus. So if you want to do a second one, you're going to have to use the Stamparatus to have the same image, right? Stamp at the same proportion. So I stamped that with Memento Black. So I'm going to go ahead, stamp this with Memento Black. So I like to use the corner because then I can remove it and just slide it back in the corner and I know it's at the right place. Now we're going to press this here. And this is going to get die cut with the matching die. Et voila. So you see how more pronounced the flower is. See, this is more dull and this is more pronounced. So I will finish this card also, die cut and so on. I just add early espresso in the back, Coastal Cabana, et voila. I will have all supplies that I use and also the supplies and the color that I use. So again, this is the 3 basic way to color with the Soft Pastel. If you like what you see, give me the thumbs up. And again, visit my blog right below for all the supplies that I use. Never mind this, that's going to get cut off. Have a lovely day, my friend. Bye-bye for now.